is this whole Blake Wynn, Erika Kirk story, is it real? Are they really dating? Has she moved on already?
And I asked her, I said, were they like chummy with each other? And she was just like, dude, chummy wasn't the word. She was like, they were like pretty much all over each other.
Advice to young women who get asked out by young men.
Well, stay away from hookup culture. Don't just date to date. If a guy wants to take you to drinks instead of dinner, that's a huge red flag. If they don't want to go to church with you and have brunch afterwards, another huge red flag. Don't introduce them to your family until you know without a shadow of a doubt that might be the man that you're going to marry.
We need to talk about what's actually going on with Erika Kirk, because while she's out here playing the grieving widow on social media, the streets, and by streets I mean the deep corners of X, are saying something completely different. I was just scrolling through my timeline this morning and I kept seeing these posts about Erika being spotted at the Beverly Hills Hotel with a new man. And not just any man, but a billionaire heir who's deep in the Trump circle. I'm talking about Blake Wynn. Okay, if that name sounds familiar, it's because he's the nephew of Steve Wynn, the guy who basically built Las Vegas. Now, Erika's out here saying every single word is a lie. She's claiming she was in Arizona for her son's second birthday. But honestly, people aren't buying it. Now, before we get into the scandalous details of the Beverly Hills Hotel sighting, we need to look at who Blake Wynn actually is. Because once you understand his background, the connection to Erika Kirk starts to make a lot more sense. And it's not just about friendship. Blake Wynn is the founder of the Celebrity Poker Tour and a company called Enclave and Key. He's built this image of himself as a sharp entrepreneur. But let's be real, he's a win. He grew up in that world of high-stakes gambling and massive influence. But he's not just a trust fund kid. He's a media mogul in the making. He's turned poker into a media business, focusing on content and sponsorships rather than just the cards. And here's the icing on the cake, guys. He is a massive Trump supporter. I mean, the guy is vocal about it. He's been seen at the University of Arizona campaigning for Trump, and he's always posting about making sure USA wins. So he's already in that same mega circle that Erika and Charlie were the faces of. So when people say he was just a close friend of Charlie Kirk, you have to wonder, was he a friend or was he a business partner in the making? And now that Charlie's gone, has he stepped into a new role in Erika's life? So here's what supposedly happened. Colin Scott Campbell, who, love him or hate him, is always digging into these things, posted that Erika and Blake were spotted getting very intimate at the Beverly Hills Hotel. I'm talking kissing, allegedly embracing, the whole 9 yards. They were even seen shopping together earlier that day. Like, just listen to what this woman allegedly said happened.
That she was there with one of the dudes that is a regular there, and he's for sure Jewish, and like he's even been seen at the Beverly Hills Hotel wearing his yarmulke for events that actually take place. So when my girlfriend told me this, she's like, isn't this the guy that you were posting about and his wife, and like you were really strong about it? And I'm like, yeah, oh my god, like that's exactly who's with this guy right now.
Now, after that, Erika snapped back, telling Campbell to brush off the Dorito dust and go touch grass. She's trying to make him look like a basement-dwelling conspiracy theorist. But here's the thing, Campbell isn't the only one saying this. I saw this comment that really laid it out, and it's hard to ignore. Someone wrote, "She is totally busted. Her and Blake have been caught both flying into the same cities at the same time on dozens and dozens of locations, according to the flight records. Blake also spent quite a few overnight stays in Arizona since Charlie's death as well. Wonder where he was staying. Not to mention all the times they've been caught on camera together hugging and him holding her clutch at the WHCD. Okay, wait, let's go back to that. Holding her clutch at the White House Correspondents' Dinner? If you're just a family friend, are you holding a woman's purse while she works the room? That's boyfriend behavior 101. No man, especially with the ego of a win, is holding a woman's clutch unless there's something serious going on. It's the kind of thing you see in Hollywood movies, not in the gritty world of conservative activism. But then again, maybe that's exactly what this is, a Hollywood-style production designed to keep us all entertained while the real work happens behind the scenes. It's a performance, and Erika and Blake are the lead actors. And the flight records? If they're showing up in the same cities dozens of times, that's not a coincidence. That's a coordinated effort to be in the same place at the same time, away from the prying eyes of their home bases. But the prying eyes found them anyway, so we can all agree it was all in vain. because people are starting to see the real Erika Kirk, the one who knows exactly how to use her position and her beauty to secure her next big win. And Blake Wynn, with his billions and his influence, is the biggest win of all. Erika's defense is that she was in Arizona for her son's birthday, and Blake Wynn even commented, saying he's about to get engaged to his longtime girlfriend. But doesn't that feel a little too convenient? It's like they had these responses ready to go the second this news broke. And as another person pointed out on X, I could tell something is up with this story, considering Erika and her cronies immediately responded to this. Still weird how she responded to this, but won't respond to her allegations of grooming a 15-year-old. That is a huge point. Erika will jump on X to defend her dating life in a heartbeat, but when people ask about the more serious allegations, like the grooming rumors or the questions about Charlie's death, she's silent. It's like she's trying to control the narrative by picking and choosing which fires to put out. And let's talk about the grieving widow image for a second. As y'all know, Charlie Kirk was unalived in September 2025. It hasn't even been a year. Now, I'm not here to tell anyone how to grieve, but when you're the CEO of a major political organization like TPUSA, your public image matters. And if you're being spotted at luxury hotels with billionaire heirs while you're supposed to be mourning, people are gonna have questions. Some people think this isn't even about love. They think Erika has been given her next target assignment. Think about it. TPUSA needs money and influence. And who has more of both than a win? If Erika's building a relationship with someone like Blake, she's not just finding a new partner, she's securing her future and the future of her organization. But it's still a risky move because the public doesn't like being lied to, especially when it comes to someone they've supported and mourned with. As one commenter said, it's pretty clear that Erika is shady AF and probably has something to do with covering up CK's death. Now that's a heavy accusation. I'm not saying she did it, but when you have this much secrecy, this many convenient denials, and a sudden high-profile romance with a billionaire, people are gonna start connecting the dots in ways you don't like. Let's be real here though. Erika Kirk is a brand, and like any brand, she needs investment to grow. Blake Wynn is that investment. He brings the kind of capital and the kind of connections that can take TPUSA to the next level. He can open doors that were previously closed, even to someone as well known as Charlie Kirk. But at what cost? At the cost of her integrity? At the cost of the trust of the millions of young people who look up to her? If this relationship is indeed a target assignment, then Erika's playing a very high-stakes game. She's betting her reputation on a man who's known for his gambling instincts. And in the world of politics, that's a bet that rarely pays off in the long run. We also have to consider the role of the TPUSA board and the donors. Are they in on this? Do they see Blake Wynn as the savior of the organization, or are they as blindsided as the rest of us? The lack of transparency is deafening. And then there's the issue of the grooming allegations that keep popping up in the comments. Why hasn't she addressed those? Why is she so focused on a dating rumor while such a serious accusation remains unanswered? It's a classic case of misdirection. By focusing on the easy target of a romantic rumor, she can avoid the much more difficult and damaging questions that are being asked in the shadows. But what do you guys think? Is Erika totally busted, or is this just more fake news? Is Blake Wynn the next big thing in the MAGA movement? Or is he just a billionaire looking for a new hobby? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your theories, because at this point, anything is possible. And as always, question everything, even the things you want to believe, especially those.